I got Book Lovers yesterday, and I was reading Wicked as You Wish, and I finished it last night, but it was already way too late. I feel like if I started reading it last night, I wouldn't go to sleep. So, and I'm gonna read this. And I got the signed copy of this one, and then I saw somebody who had the signed copy from the same bookstore that was personalized. I don't know if because I pre-ordered it pretty late, that personalization wasn't really an option anymore, but next time I'll do that if it's possible. But I need to read this. I'm so excited. Oh, and I don't really annotate my books, and I'm still not sure about annotating, like actually writing in the book. So what I'm gonna do instead, I'm still gonna use my book darts to tab, but I will also be using these transparent sticky notes that I bought months ago. I never really got around to using because I don't really tab. I'm gonna use these, and I'm excited. I need to get to it. I want to get to it at the same time. I don't want to, like, because I know I'm going to read it really fast, and I just don't. I want it to last a little bit longer, but I feel like it's a good and bad thing, you know, to finish it fast, but at the same time, I want it to last. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. 130 pages in, and I already have a lot of notes and a lot of annotations, and I've already silently screamed multiple times. I'm only about a little over a third of the way through. I love this so much. So far, I'm turning in for the night, not because it's not good, it's actually really good. It's just that it's 12 and I could stay up and read it, but at the same time, like I mentioned, I do want to finish it in one sitting, but at the same time, you know, I don't want to. I want it to last as long as it could, and I mean, I'm already halfway through, and I'm gonna finish this tomorrow, so and I feel like it's a really good point to stop because things are not as intense. There's kind of like a die down of something that happened already, so I'm gonna stop here and continue. Well, it's already the next day anyway. It's like 12, so I'm gonna continue this when I wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna be reading Book Lovers the rest of it. I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay. so drained. Finished it. I have quite a lot of tabs and some annotations. I didn't really write a lot. Needless to say, I loved it. I love it so much. I kind of want to go over some of the scenes again. Oh my god. So it's been a few days since I finished Book Lovers by Emily Henry. And I think you can tell from the vlog itself that I love this. When I said, like the last update, that I needed a little a moment to take this in, I was planning on updating the next day, but things got busy and here I am a few days later. This is one of those books, when I think back on reading, it makes me feel warm and cozy, because I love the characters so much that it would be such a comfort to go back to reading their stories again. As you saw, I was crying quite a bit with this, and I have quite a few tabs. Honestly, I feel like I've missed a few things that I'm so tempted to like reread this. Maybe next time when I feel like I need to reread it. But I have my tabs and my annotations on my sticky notes. This one I didn't really write a lot because I'm not really used to annotating it. But you know, I have some notes. I love this book so much, and I love Emily Henry so much. And the thing is, I kind of already knew what to expect going into this one after reading People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read. But it's still so different from those two. The stories don't feel like a repeat of themselves, because each of the characters feel very distinct, and each of the characters feel like these are really things that they're going through and they're feeling and they're struggling with. And the thing that I really like about so far from Emily Henry adult romance books is that there is a third act breakup, sort of, but it's kind of, you expect it already going into these characters are going into these stories. Like, you already know the things that these characters are when it comes to love, and you know, their insecurities, the things that they're unsure about going into relationships and falling in love and loving. And so you know that the story is going to get into that because it's something that they have to go through together as individuals to really get their happy ending. And it never felt like, in a way it's formulaic, but at the same time it doesn't feel the same. Like I said, I feel like Emily Henry perfectly portrays the way that these characters view love and falling in love and being in relationships based on their own experiences, based on their own personal things that they have gone through. And it's very different, but it's still, that's the main thing about these couples that's stopping them from getting together or making it difficult to get together. There is no like misunderstanding trope, or like really that's like the main third act breakup type thing, like the main conflict of the story. And I really appreciate that because it feels real. It feels more real and raw. So I love this book so much, and just these characters are flawed, and that's what I love about them. They're not perfect. They have their own misgivings, but you can't help but root for them and love them and want them to be happy and have love that they deserve. With each of the books, I think, compared to her other books, Beach Read and People We Meet on Vacation, especially compared to People We Meet on Vacation, this book has more of another like pretty major subplot, which is the relationship between the two sisters. And that's something that I felt also really, it's something that I really understand. She's the older sister and I have a younger sister as well. And you know, the bond that they have is so similar to the bond that my sister and I had. The way that they grew up is different from the way we grew up, but like the bond that they formed, you know, the way that they're saying that sometimes they would call each other and they would find that the other person is calling at the same time or has already called you. There's a certain kind of like, you guys are syncing together because of the bond that you form. My sister and I have that as well. Sometimes we would say a lot of the times we would say the same things, the same exclamations in like the same tones, and we would think the same thing. And it's in both in chat and like in person, like we would say and do, and you know, even our TikTok FYP, we would be sending each other like TikToks and we'd be like, I already saw that, or this showed up in my FYP too. And it's like, it's those kind of things, like we're very similar to each other but also quite different from each other, but we have like that bond. And that made me cry too, because I saw me and my sister reflected in that as well. And I really like that because that's one of actually the things that I heard about this, criticism of it. It's like it feels like less of a romance and more of a relationship between the two sisters. But I feel like it makes sense, especially with Nora's character, because she pretty much has lived her life to make sure that her sister has everything that she wants. She has sacrificed so much for her sister's happiness, and she never views it as like her sister owes her anything, but she's willing to do anything. She describes it at one point, the person that she loves the most in the world, her most favorite person in the world, said those a few times over the course of the book, which I also resonated with a lot. Honestly, I feel like it didn't really take away from the book, because it's part of Nora's character. It's part of that bond with her sister that she has. It's part of who she is and how she views love as well. That has affected that too. So to me, because I feel like in a way I also resonated with that bond, but also I understood like what the importance of that bond is to Nora as a character, and to the way that she views love and relationships and just the world itself was very important. The book itself, it didn't feel like unnecessary or it took away from the romance itself. If anything, it added on to it because it tells us more about Nora herself. So I love this one so much. Made me cry a lot. Same thing with People Who Meet on Vacation, but I feel like People Who Meet on Vacation, I don't know which one hurts them more, but they both hurt because they make me cry. So yeah, Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I love this one so much. I just need this to match my other copies too, but we'll see, because I saw a lot of people who ordered her books get like personalized notes, and I think I didn't see that because I was late with pre-ordering. So next time, hopefully she'll do it again so that I can pre-order Beach Read and Book Lovers. Well, Beach Read and People Who Meet on Vacation in the same format, and her newest book, because I know she's already working on her new one. Go try it out. If you haven't read Emily Henry books, try out her books. I would say, well, to me, I would start with the, Beach Read and then People Who Meet on Vacation and then this one. But choose which one you think will resonate with you the more, you think you will like, if you're not unsure about getting into Emily Henry books. But I love her so much, and I love her books so much, and I waited for this for months, read it in 2 days, and I already need a new book from her. But I can wait for a few months more because it takes a lot from me reading her books in a good way. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one.